My friends, family, and allies, now more than ever, we must be vigilant in our efforts to support each other. Our world is in a state of disarray and verging on the brink of more than just a world war. Our trans brothers and sisters are continually under attack in our country. Trans women of color are still being murdered at a rate that is unacceptable, and they are not being spoken about on our news programs or stations or protected by our government. We must hold our administration continually accountable. Joe Biden, while a much better candidate than our GOP candidate, is not making all of the best decisions for all Americans. Florida is on the brink of passing a bill that doesn't allow us to speak about being queer at all. It's named Don't Say Gay. It actually talks about teachers outing their students within 6 months of finding out that they are queer. Our queer youth in Texas and other red states are being targeted for being who they are, which we all know leads to child and teen suicide. We have to show them that our community is a united community and we're there for them when they need us. And the last thing that I will acknowledge today, but it's not the last thing that's weighing on my heart and mind, is the war on the people of Ukraine. We have people in our community over there and their families that support them, active in a war that they did not ask for. Russia has bared its ugly teeth once again on our community, and they've done it time and time before. They have actually murdered their own citizens who were out and proud. They've thrown them off of buildings. They've held them at gunpoint, and we cannot stand for this anymore. They're doing the same to the individuals in the Ukraine. Vladimir Putin is a warmongering bully, and he must be stopped. We send our love and support to the citizens of Ukraine, and we'll do all that is in our power to keep you safe and to keep you alive. We love you and want you to know that you are thought of and you are supported. In the next few weeks, we will be posting on our site, www.aaliyahmartinezqueen.com. We will be posting mental and suicide help hotlines that are specifically targeted towards our community. Remember to take care of yourself and each other, and remember that I love you more than you know.
Viva Aaliyah. Viva Aaliyah. Viva Aaliyah.
Hey Vivas, and welcome to another episode of Viva Aaliyah. As you know, we always speak about what's going on in the world when it needs to be spoken about. We have talked about Black Lives Matter. We have talked about our trans brothers and sisters. Yet again, they're being brought up because we are still not at a point where we are taking care of our communities. We just need to support each other. We need to love each other. Today's interview is all about love. She is a very dear friend of mine, a sister of mine, and we're going to talk to her in just a little bit. But I just want y'all to go ahead and comment in, go ahead and talk to me. Tell me how you're feeling right now. Hello, Oklahoma City. Hi, Kyle. How are you? We are truly in a state of disarray. And we've talked about this so many times. We fight in our own community. We need to stop that. Detroit hears you, dear. God bless. Jennifer Fox, a true icon in our world, a true icon in our community, and somebody who speaks the truth quite often, and I really appreciate you for it. I follow you. I love you. I'm just so blessed to know you. But we just need to talk about support more. We need to talk about love more. We need to talk about being there for each other more. This is a world that is falling apart, y'all, and the only thing that can fix it is us. That's it. So, by the way, clearly a different background. I'm coming to you live from Naples, Florida. I'm visiting my in-laws, having a blast with my father-in-law and my his wife. So my stepmother-in-law. Yes, I think I got that right. But they are treating us very well. We had a lovely steak and potato dinner. We went to the beach today. We went to the beach yesterday. We're having a great, great, great time. So thank you to my father-in-law and my stepmother-in-law for just having us here. Hello, the puppies and I are watching and are wagging their tails. Yes, back in New York City where it is blizzarding, unfortunately. Let's talk a little bit about what we have coming up on Viva Aaliyah. I told Ms. Paris 8 p.m. and I did not tell her it was Eastern, so she's actually in Central Time. So we're just giving her a few seconds to get ready and get logged in. But coming up on Viva Aaliyah, we have a few more episodes. And I just want to make sure I get it right, y'all. So I'm looking at my cheat sheet here for you. Next week, we have the one and only Bob Taylor on the show. He is a serious person in the drag community. He has taught so many folks, including Drag Race's own Trinity Taylor. He is just somebody who is full of information, and we can not wait to pull it out of him. On 3/12, the week after that, we have our next Sisters Painting, which was one of our most highly tuned in episodes of Viva Aaliyah. I went back and was looking through all of our episodes. And Moulton, Tajma, and I are getting together. We are going to be talking and going from boy to glam in that entire episode. We're going to be talking with the Gay Gamers Society after that. And I really want to hear from them. You know, I work for GLAAD during the day, and we talk a lot about marginalized communities and communities that are underrepresented. And one of the communities that is underrepresented, not necessarily marginalized, but underrepresented is the gay gaming community. We think of gamers as mostly straight individuals who sit on their Xboxes or on their, I don't know what's relevant today, but I think it's mostly computer generated games. And we don't talk a lot about the fact that that is prevalent and relevant in our queer community as well. So I'm very excited to talk to them. And then of course, you know, we've got to leave one surprise for y'all. So the last episode of this season is going to be a very special celebrity. So please tune in for that. We are so excited to figure out what's going on there. I believe we have our queen of entertainment here. Is she ready? Is she ready for us? Can she give me, oh, we've got a thumbs up. So without further ado, I'm going to pull up my questions for her because you know a bitch can't remember anything. But we are going to bring on my sister, the gorgeous, talented. She has been slaying her game as National Entertainer of the Year, and I cannot wait to talk to her about that. Give it up for Paris Campbell. Hey, bro.
I expected to hear some applause or something. This is not.
I know, right? It is a little different doing a virtual interview and not having that audience interaction, right?
I love it, though. I love it. Thank you for having me. You're so amazing.
Oh, you're so amazing. I'm so glad that you were able to take the time. I told them that we made a little mistake and forgot to cross time zones with each other.
Let me just say, I am in the middle of preparing for a show. I'm in Huntsville tonight. So I am not fully dressed. I'm not nailed yet. I will be in my nails shortly. So don't y'all ring me up on the live and in my comments and in my inbox because I do cuss. I cuss in response. So don't do that.
All the Campbells out there, do not read her for her no nails right now.
I'm going to read whoever's tried to read me.
There we go. There we go.
Yes. But
how are you?
I am amazing. It's every day I'm like, you did it. Life has been great. I'm enjoying the road life, even though I'm exhausted. It is. I was just telling one of my friends, like, it's really hard to have a really, really, really intense work week and then boom, 3 days of gigs back to back. But that's what I signed up for. So I'm loving it.
It's people ask me all the time, how do you do that? How do you like have a full-time job? How do you do that with gigs or how do you even have a full-time job as gigs and then do gigs on top of that? And I'm like, you know what? That's exactly what you said. I said, we sign up for this. We choose this life and that's how we do it.
It is self-inflicted torture.
The best kind though. Sister, do you have a glass in your hand? Are you drinking anything? Are you having a cocktail, a water, a tea?
Yes. I'm having from McDonald's.
Ah! Wait, what are you drinking from McDonald's though?
A sweet tea, diabetes.
Not
That-
diabetes.
I asked them because they mix it half and half in sweet tea, and I just felt like that was too much to ask for, so I just went with the sweet.
Were you excited when McDonald's brought back orange drink?
Can I say yes, but not?
Yes, you can.
You know, now as a kid, I loved it, and I had a thing as an adult. But I'm a country girl. I'm going to get the sweet tea.
I hear that.
I'm getting older. I'm like, that's too much sugar. So
First of all, I just you and I text all the time. I feel like I text you all the time, and I'm like, she's so busy, but you text back so quick, and you're so on it. So thank you for being that type of sister and type of friend.
Say that because people say I be on my phone too much. Don't.
So thank you for being on your phone too much because it's me that's texting you. So,
but I will. I mean, I also have a really successful mortgage business, and that is through my phone as well. I believe in working, and I would much prefer to respond right away, whether it's either job, than to have something lingering and then miss something. So it's a pro and a con, but I'm loving it. So it's
but if I don't respond right away, I forget.
And I will. That's going to happen. So you better get it from me now.
Exactly. So let's jump into the interview. You have a show to do later, so let's make sure that we get all these questions out the way before you got to go showing.
I got get time because I was expecting this to be 8:00 Central, so I now have a free hour.
Oh, work. Okay, well then you better go get you some more McDonald's, girl. Paris, you look stunning, and you can actually put up the comment from my father-in-law because that's funny. So my name originally was Michael Zamora, but I married my husband, who is Chip Bowman, so I'm Michael Bowman Zamora. So that is my father-in-law, whose house I'm in currently, hence the B behind me.
I love it.
Happy to have you here from the real Michael Bowman. So sometimes we greet each other and we'll say, "Hello, Michael Bowman. How are you?" "I'm good, Michael Bowman. How are you?"
I thought you were the Big Brother house. I saw the B.
It might be. You never know. They might be taping me right now over in the corner. I think they're actually out at the pool watching the show live. So,
I hear it not there.
Girl, you
could have worked that out.
Come on down. So who got Paris started? What was the beginning of Paris like? And how did you get your drag name? What was your first club? All of those things. Talk to me, girl.
One question at a time. No. Who got Paris started? I would say life in general. I was the really, really shy gay kid. I've always known that I was gay. You know, I hid it, tried my best. I was always very, very fascinated in theater. However, that wasn't allowed in my family. My family was very football, karate, you know, the macho man type stuff. I always wanted to be a part of theater. So when I did learn about the lifestyle and was introduced to the stage, because The Connection was one of the very first stages that I got to touch. I was very blessed in that regard. So EOY was destined a long, long time ago. This had to be like 2005. It was just, it felt like home. It felt like home. My name is actually a combination of two last names. That's Paris and Campbell. So my drag mom is Maya Campbell of Nashville. And my drag grandmother is Secret Paris of Nashville. So I've always just kind of, you know, in honor of them, put the two names together. First show, because I'm good at Q&A and I can recall all pieces of the question. First
category.
Complex in Nashville, and it was Latin night, believe it or not. It was Latin night, and I think I did something by Monica. At that time, I think So Gone was like the song of the year, and it was like May of 2005. So right before I moved to Birmingham, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how I got here.
And how long has she been doing the drags?
Since the 2005. So it's been
we started the same year.
A while. Yeah.
Yes. So you're coming into your 17th year of
I'm
drag.
not counting.
You're not counting anymore?
I'm 3, 4.
3.
5 times. Okay.
Well, right now you're 3-0.
Period. Forever.
Forever 3-0. So yes, ooh, look at that. And your Instagram handle is true to this, Statuesque Paris.
You know that from, not to cut you off, that my tagline, Statuesque Beauty, came from Trinity Taylor. We were in Birmingham on a show, and I was fairly new and I didn't have a tagline. And she was being shady because that's Trinity Taylor. It's my good sister, so I can say that. But she looked at me and she was like, "Welcome to the stage." And she kind of gave me this up and down, the Statuesque Beauty, Paris Campbell, and it just stuck. So I was like,
Sure.
"Oh, honey." So yeah.
I mean, and now you live up to it. You are statuesque. You look great.
I am a little bit. I'm getting chunky-esque, but statuesque still kind of worse because I'm still tall.
Honey, the COVID did it to us all.
No, the food did it to me. It wasn't even COVID. I can't even blame it. It's the sweet tea.
Oh, it's a sweet tea. Okay. Now I remember traveling on the road when I was Miss Gay United States. I did gain a few pounds because there's nothing good to eat in an airport. There is not one good thing to eat in an airport.
Especially when airports have like Garrett's popcorn and you have to get a bag to take with you. Like it's
like a gunpoint moment. They are literally holding a gun to your head at that moment.
Inflicted torture. Absolutely.
So we were talking about you being 30. You were crowned the 30th National Entertainer of the Year. Did you have something going through your head? Do you remember what the feeling was when they placed the crown on your head? All of it.
I remember all of us standing on stage holding hands, and I could hear both levels of the crowd calling my name. I heard it the entire time. However, they started calling placements, and I was like, okay, they called second, called first, and people really, really started saying my name and saying number 11. And Yaya Torres looked at me, and I was like, girl, if you don't get out of my face, like, because I was like, I'm not going to get myself hyped up and then not win and now look stupid. And there was another contender, my good sister Tori Sass, that was up there, and I knew that she could have been anywhere. I didn't get to see the pageant, but I knew that she and I prepared very similar, that word.
Her.
And so with her name not being called, I was like, this can go two different ways. Like, or it can go three different ways. It could be me, her, or a complete upset. And EOY is one of those pageants we just don't know. So in that moment, and when they did call my name, it was just like disbelief. And when I watch the crowning now, I hate myself because I'm like mopey and crying, and my eyes are running down my face. I wish I had more of an exuberant reaction to it. Girl, take that down. See what I'm talking about? Look all. Now I wore to say something. When I see this picture, I want to fight Buffet because I wore perfect crowning hair. All she had to do was put the crown right here.
Where a crown goes, back here.
Girl, I want to be like, girl, I'm gonna fight you. You got ruined all my first pictures. No, I'm kidding. But no, it was definitely a moment. And I will, every month or so play it back just to like, it's rejuvenating, it refreshes me, it regrounds me. And it's just realization of an 11-year dream. Well, I say 11 years, but it probably was longer than that. But 11 years of actually competing. So over 11 years, but 6 attempts.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Favorite number. So 11 years, and I won as contestant number 11.
Well, I'm going to say 2 is my favorite number now because next year will be my second time.
Well, the thing.
I did kind of follow in your footsteps in one way.
I know that way. I know exactly what you're referring to.
So we'll hopefully continue the trend.
That's a testament to go to a national pageant and not win, but then go immediately to an even bigger system and just win. That's a big, so it is possible. It is a testament to girls to just never give up, stay steadfast in who you are and what you want, and go get it. Like, don't worry about who you think is coming and what you think they're going to do. Go get it. It's yours until you give it away.
Absolutely. What actually drew you to EOY? Like, why EOY for you?
It was the creativity. It was watching the DVDs, and the first time I ever saw one was in 2004, 2005, and it was my first pageant I ever saw was EOY 2003. when Nina D'Angelo won. So I promise you, me and the Campbells, we can do all of Strongest Suit. We know that whole routine. We know all the ad libs and all the sound added to it because we watched it that many times. But it was like the larger than life. It was like theater that I always was drawn to, but on steroids. It was the ability to completely become whatever you want, to portray that on stage, live it out. You can be the villain, you can be like whatever. So that was my draw to EOY. And then again, the first bar that I really, really worked at for real was The Connection. And as we know, that was a previous business of the owners of EOY. So again, it was just kind of like natural for me to ascend in this regard.
I hear that. EOY it's a different beast. It really is. I mean, you've won other titles, I've won other titles, but competing on that stage is so different and so inspiring. Do you have a former EOY that is like your EOY that you just look to all?
Girl, not gonna do me like you did Dexter last week. I saw that. You know, I will answer this honestly.
All of them. No.
Mentor wise, it is most definitely my Birmingham person I've looked up to for years, Tasha Long. Tasha Long consulted on my package in my prep. I will say my package had some heavy moments, and I almost ran from it. I really did. My package was very Black excellence right after a year of turmoil for a lot of the Black community. So I knew that I had a mission. I knew that what I was going to do was going to be raw. It was going to, be a hit or miss type thing. But Tasha Long helped me think it through and put it together in a way that it was an uplifting moment. It was a moment of empowerment and not just a rub your face in what has been type thing. And it's not to say that those narratives need to be softened, because they are really, really hard. And sometimes you have to see how raw something is to really, really understand what it is. As far as other EOYs that I'm going to know, I have to say getting to meet Nina D'Angelo, who was the first I ever saw, was like, the fact that I consider her a friend is amazing. Tasha Cole, bitch, I hope I can cuss because I'm going to cuss.
Please cuss.
The fact that Tasha Cole won Gay America before I was born, then later on won EOY in 91, and it's still out here swinging from chandeliers is insane. That lady is epic. Like she is like otherworldly
and nuts, and in the best way.
Let me tell y'all now, I ain't gonna have it in me to be doing it this long. I got it. I don't know how. I just don't. So I have the utmost respect for her as the first to win. Naomi Sims is the emeritus, so she's technically first, but the first to win. I have a lot of respect for her. And then I also have to mention Danielle Hunter, and I say Danielle above others that I know and love because every time she sees me, the love is just like, she embraces me so hard. And I didn't have a relationship with her before, so I really, really treasure that.
She is actually, I met her at Arkansas America, and I said, Miss Danielle, I'm on my way to compete for EOY. Any advice? And she said, the best advice I will ever give to a girl is look at your damn score sheets, and like look at what the scores are and how it breaks down. She said, that's how I win pageants. And she is a woman who wins pageants. So
big advice to follow with that, because if you look at the EOY packet, for people that are, listening, that are interested in inside of the year, study those points, study the subsector of points, like how much is creativity worth in formal and creative evening wear. You need to know those things and concentrate on maximizing all those points. Know what categories carry over and how important they are.
Now you can give me a side eye on this question and I will move on. But do you feel like we have had a difference in creativity over the years in EOY?
Yes. I want to say yes, but then I go back and watch DVDs and I'm like, no. So there are always going to be stellar years where someone is going to come out the woodworks with something different, because that is EOY. But I was going back and looking at a lot of the videos from Kalani, and there are a lot of normal, pretty gowns that are not, because I know creative evening wear is the topic that trips everybody up. That and presentation a little bit, because present talent is not it. You're not supposed to be doing talent in presentation, but okay. Uh,
There's a
so
talent. Yes.
the question has always been what to wear for gown. And I will say, going all the way back to the 90s, a lot of pretty gowns have won and done well. My recommendation is, and I'm not judging, so reach out to people that potentially could be judging or ask other formers. My recommendation will be to get a pretty functional gown, gorgeous. Okay, it needs to be gorgeous. It needs to be immaculate. Like the gown itself has to be able to stand, but it needs to be functional as a gown. Then you take that gown and you present it creatively. Okay. When I won EOY last year, I wore a beautiful beaded gown. I mean, it was orange and yellow. It was gorgeous. Alicia Markstone, shouts out to her.
Yes.
The gown, shouts out to Sapphire Milan for getting me in the gown. But it was just a pretty gown, orange and yellow. So it being a COVID year, what did I do? I made the prop that was emergency, and I themed the emergency box for EOY. So those little things will work. You just want to make sure that your gown works. Be very careful on doing a creative constructed gown. They're gorgeous and they will stand out. However, can it walk? Is it going to move? Is it going to read? Will it melt in the car on the way up? Because that's happened to me.
Nothing on the way up.
Yeah, I did a caution tape gown one year and I overpacked my car and my dumbass drove with it in the back window all the way. And when I got there, it was all melted.
What did you do?
Did not wear that. The only thing that was good on it was the corset. And I think I ended up wearing the corset for callbacks after the pageant.
Got it. Wow. No, that's great advice because people have asked me over the years, do I think the creativity has been drained from EOI? And I don't think it has. I agree with you. I think there are waves of different things that happen in EOI.
Correct.
And I mean, shout out to my EOI muse, which is Maya Douglas, of course, my mother, and who is just, by the way, itching to come back.
Thank you. I'm working on a list. Thank you.
We had dinner when I was in Chicago for Continental. I said, "Do you want to come? Do you not want to come back?" She said, "I would love to come back. Just nobody asked." So
she'll get a personal invite.
I
do want to feature some faces that hadn't been seen in a little while.
Yeah, so. I mean, we have so many amazing. There's not one National Entertainer of the Year that I'm like, I don't want to meet them. That's never gone through my mind, and I don't know if I can say that for other systems or not because I haven't really thought about it. But EOY, because EOY has been my goal since I started drag. And I'm always like, I want to meet every single one of these hoes.
They are amazing, each in their own right, and it's amazing. I when I joined the sisterhood, I was kind of like, well, what is your thing? Because Nicole does this, Tasha does this, Electra does this, that kind of thing. So they are all amazing in their own right, for sure.
Absolutely. We were just talking about you being crowned the 30th. Does 30 mean something different to you? Do you feel like you have a different standard to live up to? Do you feel like you have different obligations or goals? What is that for you?
I don't think it means something different for me. I will say I tip my wig to all of the reigning national reps from 19 to now. It has not been easy reigning during a pandemic. Let me tell you, I've had 5 or 6 states that I've had to change promoters 3 or 4 times due to COVID-related casualties, whether that's, they have personally had loss, layoffs with jobs, people that have been on their jobs for 20 years, and all of a sudden be laid off. I feel like I spent the first half of my reign saying rest in peace every day. And it had got to a point where I had to stop because I had began to internalize it. Because on time, we were every other day saying goodbye to someone on social media. Like, it got hard. But for me, is my reign any different? I really will say no. I'm just paver number 30. I'm footstep number 30 in my job, and my goal, which I have toiled over, is to provide as many opportunities as I can for 31 to come, and she can lay it for 32. So that's really all I can do. Through all of the circumstances, through everything that's going on. And I wish I could give you a number right now of how many prelims are remaining, but there are a lot. Like, I am about to be a busy little hussy here. There are a lot. We just confirmed 2 more. And again, these are states that I had prior, but things have happened. So I just today have confirmed Tennessee and Michigan. Michigan is back in the game. So yeah, nobody really knew that Michigan had, there was a change, but I don't want to promote and advertise when something goes wrong. Let me fix it first. And
right.
But yeah, those are back.
As far as, and again, I know you just said, like, I don't want to talk about prelims that aren't necessarily there, but as far as like upcoming prelims that girls can qualify for, my goal in doing this interview wasn't to be like, let me get myself in there and let me do this, but I want to get the information for all the girls because I want to compete against the best.
Sure.
When I win, I want the best to be there by my side. And this year, that may be in the future, but let's. What do you have coming up in the next like few months that girls can?
Sure. And I was going to say, I want the national pageant to be, you don't know who's going to win.
Absolutely.
You have no clue. Not when such and such signs her name. It's for her. Right. I like, oh, we need to get to Louisville, because this is going to be a battle. So upcoming prelims, Georgia. I am one of the co-owners. I believe in the system to the point where I say, you know what, even during my reign, I'm going to buy a prelim. And that's going to be my personal contribution to the system from now and as far as long as I can carry it. So myself and my best friend, Danny Rivera, have Georgia. It is going to be March 27th in Atlanta at Future Nightclub. And I'm praying to God I don't miss a date. 4/17 is going to be Michigan, Mr. and Miss Michigan. So that will be in Detroit, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to misquote on the venue because we literally just got this re-added yesterday. Right behind Michigan will be Kansas City with Stephen Edward. That's going to be a good one. I can't remember if he's named it Kansas City or if he's named it Missouri. So that's going to be on 4/30. Right after 4/30, Jesus, I got Magic City Entertainer of the Year in Birmingham, Alabama with Michael Parker and Mark Cummings. Mark Cummings is the owner of Owls on 7th, which is my other home. May 15th is going to be Gulf Coast Entertainer of the Year at Bebop's in Mobile, Alabama. And I actually will be appearing at Bebop's tomorrow because I don't know how to get home and rest. So I will be there tomorrow for their Mardi Gras celebration. So that's on May 15th for their prelim. After May 15th, and I promise you I've skipped probably 2 already.
I know there's Gulf Coast is coming up.
Yeah. Then on May 27th, if I'm not mistaken, this is the right date. It's a Friday. Tennessee Entertainer of the Year will be happening in Chattanooga. May 29th is going to be Kentucky EOY at the C2 in Louisville. North Carolina EOY is June 4th and 5th. There's a sickening brunch that Buffet's putting on that Sunday for us. So you can come to the national reps. Well, your national EOYs. Hey, Seuss, I'm promising you,
Girl, you're doing better than I could right now. So
if I'm counting correctly, I think there are 14, 15.
That's
prelims.
Come on, girl. You better slay.
We've been working. I have to give shout outs to my honey bunny, Mr. EOY, Zodiac Iman Dickerson. So
yes,
for sure.
Hey, Zodiac, by the way, how you doing?
How you doing?
So what is Paris's game plan for the rest of the year? You've got prelims in the work. You've got a sickening. I know your theme and your opening and all of that is going to be everything because you're Paris Campbell, and I watched what you brought to nationals, so we already know she's going to be extra. But what's your game plan for the rest of your reign?
Just enjoy it, honestly. Meet as many people as I can. The love, really. I'm making myself, and I forget to take pictures because I be so in the moment. But I really, really am absorbing all of the love, all of the energy. It is what really gets me through. honestly. And that's what I'm going to treasure the most. So I'm trying to make myself encapsulate some of it with pictures. So if you see me out, stop me and get a picture because I want it. I'm just not thinking. My little slideshow at the end is going to be 13 pictures because I haven't taken it.
That was the thing I was the worst at when I was
Oh my,
learning.
because you're living in the moment and you're moving and you're shaking and you're not thinking about pictures. Or you think about pictures after your fourth number and now you're all a sweaty grease ball. So who wants to take pictures then?
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah,
but
girl.
for me, it's just really enjoy the moment. I have some big things after Entertainer of the Year that I have planned for the year, but we'll just have to see how it goes.
Obviously, as queens, we love all of our prelims. Is there a specific place that you haven't been to, not necessarily a prelim, that you're looking forward to visiting?
Oh, there's Texas EOY. I was gonna say I'm looking
Ooh.
at EOY. It is going to be, I should know this. Jason Smith, you can cuss me out in my messenger. I should know the date. I'll post it because I cannot remember. He literally just sent a new flyer for it today. I'm looking forward to cross dressing in Texas, and I'm looking for. There is a potential prelim. I'm not going to put her on the spot, but Nina D'Angelo has been an excellent supporter and like go-to for me, and she is looking to potentially do a prelim in June. She's working on a special project, and should that go the way she wants it to, then we looking at a prelim in June with her. And I want to say she's not in many. She's in, no, I forget. She's up there, and I'm ready to get up there and party with her because she is a good time.
Nina D'Angelo is either, she was in Missouri at one point, but I think she's in Minneapolis, right? I think she's in Minneapolis.
Uh-oh, did I lose my sound?
You lose it? We love a queen
Oh,
presenting.
please, let me see if I can fix it.
Fiercest than ever. Yes, yeah, yes.
I think when my alarm went off, it took my sound out. So I'm going to leave and come back in.
Sounds good. All right, y'all. We still have questions for Miss Paris Campbell, but Yaya Torres, yes, my sister. Yaya competed with me at National Entertainer of the Year. She did amazing. Yes, Tio, the photographer of the stars, as always. We need to not reschedule. We need to schedule another photo shoot. But we do have some from family and friends. I saw some Campbells in the area or in the comments. Yaya Torres is in the comments. Tio is in the comments.
I don't hear nothing from Yaya Torres because she told me what she told me. I'm not interested in nothing she's got to say. Not a thing.
Ooh,
She
cool.
couldn't this morning.
We're going to have to text each other about that. I'm going to pull Yaya into the text.
I don't know.
Sierra Simone Campbell. What about the newspaper gown, Paris? Ooh.
No, get her off the, kick her out. She knows too much.
Oh, the Campbells are not allowed to comment.
Let me tell you something. That had to be my Campbell family sitting. I'm going to cry because it was see how sitting front center during that moment was it was like fulfilling for sure. They have been with me every year, every step of the way. I've had them dancing. Those Sesame Street costumes where everybody's about to pass out, that was them. They have been right by my side.
Yes.
Listen, my heart, they know it, but I am so grateful. I'm so thankful.
And we have 2 Campbells reigning national currently.
Well,
maybe more.
Several of us have, but
No, in the current, there's a Miss Continental Elite.
Yes. Now let me tell you the story about Yasmin. So anytime when I first started doing pageants, I always would tell myself WWYD. Remember the bracelets, the WWJD bracelets? I always used to say WWYD. What would Yasmin do? Because that lady is the epitome of drag and like precision when it comes to a look. I've always loved her. So we family, but we aren't necessarily like family by Campbell. And a lot of people confuse that, but we don't care. We're family. It is what it is. So the fact that both of us from Birmingham, because I'm from Nashville, but Birmingham is that's where I was raised. It feels like drag wise, for us to win and have competed so many years for what we always wanted and win at the same time, like that is the magic of the Magic City. So lightning does strike twice. And I was there for her crowning, and she was there for mine as well. Well, for hours, she was at EOY, and to just see it made me feel what everybody else felt watching me win. Like I felt all of that. It was amazing. Truly amazing.
I remember your name had been called, and we go backstage, we pack our things, and we get ready for next year. And I just remember saying, "Who is this beautiful woman back here?" And she was just packing up something.
Yes.
Yep. And I said, "You look so familiar to me." And she just went, "Yasmin Campbell Star."
Yasmin. That's what she
Yes.
said.
Yep.
That's what she said. I know what she said.
And Tajma, who's my dresser, you know that, but we went because she is somebody we all look up to. She's just beautiful and talented and humble and beautiful and talented.
And she is the sweet and petite.
She is.
Truly.
I just like I was like, you're who? Well,
And she's just so like in her little booty shorts and her cap and her glasses, just be bopping around like she's nobody. I'm like, girl, you are the future Miss Continental, because I knew at that time I had a feeling. But oh, you are the future Miss Continental. You just back here dressing Vita and just running around. But that really is a testament to who she is to her family too. Because Yasmin, if she's on your team, baby, let me tell you something. She is going to be team you. She gets on her hands and knees on that floor, making sure you have what you need. Hold on. TL, don't you start with me. I saw the comment. I knew it was going to be something. Don't start. Y'all, listen, I have worn this coat every single show, probably for 10 years or so. It's just what I put on when I'm like changing and stuff. And every now and then I might wear it as a little reveal. But yeah, you go away, TL. I love it.
Miss Paris be hanging first from the ceiling for her opening number. Yes.
Will not. So my opening theme is. I'm not telling y'all. I'm kidding. The opening thing. I'm not. No, I'm not. I'll tell the contestants, but I'm not telling the world yet because I have a special. It's cute. The underlying concept to my opening theme is dress for the position you wish to have. I feel like in my preparation to be Entertainer of the Year, I started telling myself subconsciously, okay, if you want to be EOY, you need to start showing up and looking like EOY. So that is, fine-tuning hair, fixing your makeup, learning how to really, really give yourself that glow and presenting yourself in a way that is worthy of the title. So my theme is very, very much so in that realm. I will tell you that for the contestants, I'm going to have them dress in what their depiction of a queen is. So whether that's royal dress, royal garb, whatever your interpretation, because the EOY is creative, of what a queen is, that's what I'm going to have you do. It doesn't matter what color, and there will be a little bit of room to make, if you want to do a ball gown or something. There won't be a lot, but there will be enough to accommodate that. So, yeah, so I will take that.
In each direction, right?
Yeah, we'll make sure. Buffet is not going to be Ursula taking up half the stage.
When I pulled that coat out, I think Tori and Yaya were on either side of me, and Tori said, "Bitch, if you don't get that coat out of my way for crowning."
Tori will hand it to you. I'm telling you now.
She was great. I love her, but that girl was like, if you don't get out of my way when I'm coming up for crowning, God. What does Miss Paris have coming up? What can we look out for? How can we find you? What can we see of you? We want to see shows and backflips and flip-flops and hanging from ceilings and all that.
That's the first EOY. I'm 30th. I don't do that. Yeah, I don't do that. I'm not that girl. You can always find me on my socials. I think what's my TikTok? It's kind of cute over there too. I'll be looking at it sometimes.
I know your Instagram is Statuesque Paris.
Paris Campbell Official on TikTok, Statuesque Paris on Instagram, because my stuff does not match. I'm so sorry. I know that's not the way to do it. Paris Campbell on Facebook, and I do have a like page that you're welcome to like. You're going to start seeing a lot of releases from Entertainer of the Year here now that we've got these couple dates firmed up. So look out for that. T.O. shot a nice, beautiful picture that I'm going to use for my save the dates. And I'm going to be releasing very, 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 very soon. I'm going to shoot that within the next couple weeks. Just so that we can go ahead and get that out and the contestants have enough time to prepare. That is
Thank you.
something that in my former years, of competing, I didn't put a lot of thought into the finale night look, but I want to make sure that you guys have time to get ready because it's going to be a really nice set. The production is going to be really, really cute. So I want you to be able to, should you want, again, it's not judged, but to be able to put together a really nice look.
As a reigning national more than once, you know, and I know as a one-time reigning national that you are being looked at from the time you walk into the door to the time you leave the venue, and everything you post for the next few weeks. People are looking at it.
And I have some cute things that I'm going to be doing as contestants qualify. I'm getting ready to start with my 3 that qualified at South Florida, and we'll follow up with the 3 that qualifies at Georgia. People are going to start seeing you. My goal is to start promoting you, the contestants. So there are going to be some cute little things that we're going to be doing. And just know that once that light is on you, people are watching and you never know who's watching. So, be mindful of how you appear, be mindful of what you say. That's not to say that you can't be authentically who you are. It's not to say that you can't have values and beliefs, but you want to be mindful that not everyone's going to agree. Okay. So keep that in mind and be very, very tactful and respectful with how you do appear, because people are always watching. One of the things that my mom told me years and years and years ago was you just never know. People are always watching. You just want to make sure that what they're seeing is the best light of you.
That goes for all professional worlds. So, any last advice that you would give contestants as they're preparing for National Entertainer of the Year now that you are National Entertainer of the Year?
I want to say the cliche bullshit of have fun, but it is a job. And NEOY is a marathon, baby. Once it starts, you be like, oh my God. It is very much so a hurry up and wait. And that bothers the shit out of me. I don't like getting in the car and sitting in traffic. I hate that. What I will tell you is to don't overthink it. Use your resources. Okay? Use your resources. Divvy out the work. Don't leave it all to yourself to do, because guess what? These months and weeks will wind down so fast and you will be short. So make sure you are delegating the tasks. And a big thing that has helped me, whether you do it electronically or in black and white, write down your ideas and start breaking them down with a list. Look at All American Goddess. I hate that whore. Olivia. She posted her list from nationals, and I promise you, I probably have about 50 lists in my phone. I do a list for every show. What do? I need new bobby pins. Do I need hairspray? Start making your list, because the goal is a lot easier to tackle when you break it down that way.
Yeah.
Start early, use your resources, start saving your coinage. It is a national pageant. It costs a little bit to do it. Not to say that you got to have, $20,000 in every category, but it's going to cost you a little bit to do it. So start chipping away at that. Break that down. I regret that I feel like we're a month or two behind on announcing prelims, but keep in mind, we've had to make some changes due to the world. So if you want it, come get it. Get ready, get yourself there, utilize your teams. Know that your promoters are not the payees for your package, okay? That's not the thing. That's not reality anymore. So again, y'all, I'm getting ready for a show. I don't have my nails on yet. Don't start. But know what your contracts say when you win or qualify at a prelim. Know what you are supposed to get, because you want to get what you're supposed to get. And then see how can you enhance it with your supporters that you have already.
Really quick, we talked about presentation, and you said it should not be talent. No, present talent.
Oh, no present talents. Don't do it.
Talent.
I feel like if you get the mic and you're winded and you can't talk.
So what, as somebody who has won, what is your interpretation of presentation? Because I do think that people get that. It's like Americana runway fashion at United States. I have to explain that to every fucking girl that wants to compete. So I'm leaving that to you.
You are presenting you, okay? If you're a character actress, Liza is great, but have Liza say who you are. It's Paris with a P, not, do something else. Don't come out there doing Liza with a Z. We're supposed to know something about you from that. Yeah, you look like her, but you should have did that for talent. Um, a well done presentation should leave the judges knowing something about you. And if this is your third year competing, maybe it's something different about you that they didn't know before. But it should be something endearing or something that leads them with a morsel to say, "Hey, I like her. I want to see her again. Who is this person?" You know, whether it's the first time they've seen you or not. So you want to make sure that you are being presented. Um, Parade style, and I'm gonna leave it here. Parade style presentations tend to work. And when I say parade style, I mean you can have dancers, you can have all of that, but you are not out there bucking and doing, the 1-2 step. You are being presented in that in a parade style, as if like pretend like you're a parade float and you're just traveling on through. You wave and you do your greetings and you get the mic and you get the hell off the stage.
But you've got firecrackers and
You can't do firecrackers, baby. That's in the.
No. You got glitter and
But
maybe
you have all the things to bring it to life. And I will share this tip that I got year one. But again, it's presenting who you are. Go back and look at what I did. Go back and look at Nina West's year. That was a big production. Let me tell you something. You really could use Nina West as a study point for all categories.
The blueprint.
You really, I mean, honestly, for a creative gown, not to say you have to do what she did or be just that groundbreaking, but for presentation as well, she had the video. The video was not too much. Be mindful. So you really, really could, excuse me, use her as a, okay, that worked. Go back and look at my presentation too. It was a lot going on, but what did I do? How did I present myself? But again, the one tip that I want to leave you guys with was from my first year. So this was 2009 or 10. I can't remember. It was 11 years ago. So that's your answer. 2010. One of the judges told me, he said, you did really, really good, but you need to make it larger than life for this stage. That is what Entertainer of the Year wants. So for example, I did Sister Act that year, but he said what would have elevated it, instead of just doing regular habits with the regular fabric, they should have been sequined. That little bit of extra that really, really intensifies the drag and brings it to life on stage, that stuff matters. That's what matters. That's what Entertainer of the Year is looking for. It's whether you're standing on stage solo with a mic stand, how can you present yourself to where you are just larger than life energy that is so captivating that everybody wants to be a part of that? So keep that in mind.
You heard it from our 30th National Entertainer of the Year. My sister, she has been, honestly, you have been one of the most welcoming and beautiful individuals that I could have imagined being on stage with, and just being a part of your life and your reign. Just viewing you, I feel like I'm a part of it, because you're just so welcoming to everybody. So thank you for being that. I cannot wait to see the rest of your reign and to compete at a prelim and just have you there, and for us to cut up afterwards and burn the building down. And then I am just, we're bringing crowds to Louisville just to make sure that you are recognized in the way that you need to be recognized. She is Paris Campbell, National Entertainer, the 30th, and you're 2021, correct? Yes?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want to make sure I got my years right. National Entertainer 2021, Paris Campbell, the beautiful, statuesque 30th Entertainer of the Year. Give it up, y'all.
I love y'all. I love y'all. Thank you for having me. Remember, it's not easy, but it's worth it.
Yes. Paris, I'll see you backstage in just a second.
Okay.
Just close out the show. All right, y'all. Another successful week, except for the fact that I lost my middle nail. I did it on whatever my computer's sitting on, which is actually a suitcase right now. But anyway, next week we have the house father of the House of Taylor, Bob Taylor, coming on. He is going to talk to us about his years in the drag community, supporting the community, and just being an all-around amazing individual. I cannot wait to talk to him. Remember what I said at the beginning of the show. We have to love each other. We have to support each other. We cannot do this without everybody being involved. Right now, our country, our world is in a state of turmoil, and we as a community cannot do that to each other. We have to be supportive, we have to show love, and we have to be on top of our game. I love you, and I cannot wait to see you on the next one. Viva Aaliyah.
Viva Aaliyah. Viva Aaliyah. Viva Aaliyah.